Hey guys, Charyl here from Planner with a Praise. If this is your first time coming to my channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. And I hope that by now you've decided to push that subscribe button and join the Praise team. So in today's video, I want to introduce to you the new way I will be doing things going forward as it relates to my weekly expense tracking. For those of you who are watching my video for the first time, if you click on the link below, I will list some videos showing you how I've been doing my weekly expense tracking. And what I learned from watching some of those videos myself is that while that method is easy for me to do at home, it's not the best tutorial experience for my videos. And so going forward, I'll be doing something new. So I want to start by showing you the process that I've been using in recent weeks. I want to say since the beginning of the year. And that is to track my weekly expenses. What I do is every Friday, I sit in front of my computer, I print out my bank transactions for that week, and I use this pad or something similar, and I basically just divide the page. My pen doesn't want to work. Give me a second to grab something new. Okay, so again, what I do each Friday is I print out our banking transactions for the week, and then I take a pad and I just basically divide a page into 4 sections, and I run down my transaction list from my bank, and I write down my transactions and I categorize them. So say for example, this would be my gas category, and I would write down all the gas receipts for the week. This would be, say, food and groceries, and I would write down any money spent in that category. And then there were 2 additional categories. And I will have to tell you that this process definitely works for me. It's simple, and it allows me to take a quick view or snapshot of my spending during the week. The problem that I'm having with this method is not that it doesn't work, but it doesn't do well for my viewers. It doesn't do well for my viewers. I took some time to look at my videos after I uploaded them, and I just didn't feel like this was a smooth process to do for a tutorial. So as a result of that, I took some time during the week and I came up with some printed weekly expense trackers that I think would do well both for me and also for my viewers who are looking for a very simplified way to keep track of their expenses, and to really something that would help them with their budgeting. So this is a weekly expense tracker that I created. And just for tutorial purposes, I just want to show you how it works and how I think it would benefit you, the viewer, again, who is looking for a very simplified way to keep track of your expenses. So step 1 will always be to gather up your receipts for the past previous 7 days, and also to go and print out your bank statements if you are a spender by way of debit card, credit card, whatever your spending habit is. That's the information that you need to retrieve for this purpose. So that's always going to be step 1, is to gather any information that shows how you have spent your money over the last 7 days. So we're going to start there. Now, I'm a category person. I like to see things compartmentalized, and so when I track, I definitely use a categorizing method. So what I did was when I created this expense tracker, I have a category section here where you could write down the category of your expense for that week. So say, for example, if it was gas, if it's groceries, if you have a category for restaurant or entertainment, whatever your category is, you can write down the name of the category. So let's just say, for example, the very first category we want to record is gas. So you would write the name of the category, which is gas, and then the description might be Exxon, which is a mobile station. And you would write how much you spent. We're going to say $32 in gas at Exxon. And then say another day during the week, you went to that same gas station and you spent $12.17. You would write it down in that category. Then you have another category for restaurant and entertainment. And say you and the family went out to Red Lobster, and you would just write it down under that restaurant category. And how much you spent was $89. So that's one way that you could keep track. And for myself, I did 2 pages because I know for myself right now I have 4 categories that I use for my weekly expense tracking. So you could do that. So that is one way I thought would be a great way to start, especially for beginners. I thought that this would be a great way to begin tracking your expenses, and you would keep track for 7 days, and you can track it at the end of the week, or you could also consider tracking your expenses daily. It really just depends on your personality, your character, and what works best for you. Both my husband and I, we are exclusive debit card users. It's very, very rare that we go to the ATM. So this method works for us, where at the end of the week, I could go and look back at our transactions from the bank and be able to pull out all of our transactions for the last 7 days. Some people just hold on to their receipts and then they track their expenses that way. But either way, this sheet will allow you to write down and have a snapshot of your spending habits, whether you do it daily or by the week. The other sheet that I want to show you allows you to track your savings account information. And what this page does is primarily the same thing that the weekly expense tracker does. It's just that it's exclusive to savings accounts. Currently, my husband and I have 4 accounts that we put money into for savings purposes. And just like our weekly expense tracker, it is compartmentalized. And so we have our emergency fund. We have another account called Money Challenge. And if you would like to know what that is, please comment below. We also have an account called Tax Reserve. And lastly, we do have a money market account. So I have created a habit of doing our billing and banking on each Friday. So each Friday, I will write down how much money we put in each account. So say, for example, on Friday the 7th, we put $60 into our emergency fund. I would put it under that account name. Then the money challenge for, say, for example, the same day, because we do our billing and banking on each Friday. And we put in $64 into that account. We would write it down. And then at the end of the week, when all of these Fridays have been recorded, we go ahead and tally it up. There is 4 Fridays in August, so it would total $240. So, you know, as you could tell, I'm just doing a very quick tutorial, but when I do my video tracking my weekly expenses, you will see how I use this sheet in complete detail along with the weekly expense tracker. So I just wanted to show you what I will be using going forward in hopes that it will be a much better learning experience for my viewers instead of what I was doing in the past. And I really hope that you are able to better follow my tutorials when I do my weekly expenses. I'm hoping that you're able to learn something from it. And if you find that this is a process that you think will work for you and you would like to take possession of this simple tracking method, please comment below and I will make sure that I put the link to these pages in the description below in a later video so that you could go ahead and obtain these for yourself and for your use. The last thing I want to do before we close out this video is I'd like to also show you another page that I use for budgeting. And basically what this page allows me to do is to write down all of my monthly expenses for each month, and I could write them down in one section, and to the right I could write down how much that expense is. So say for example here I could write down household expense is our mortgage and how much it cost, our cable and how much it costs, our water bill and how much it costs, and so on and so forth. And again, I am a category jotting person. I love to categorize. And so currently we have 6 categories that we work with out of our household. We have our household expenses, our lifestyle, our transportation, our living expenses, our liberty spending, and our miscellaneous debt. And so going forward, I will be writing down all of our monthly expenses so that when I create a budget each month, I don't have to physically write it down. It will be right here on one page, and it will allow me to just go ahead and transfer the information from this page into my happy planner. So that is the information that I wanted to share with you. Please look for my video when I am ready to share with you my weekly expense tracking for Saturday, July 1st through August 7th. I think that it's something that you will definitely be pleased with, especially if you have watched any of my later videos. You will find that this process is much easier. So guys, I thank you so much for staying to the end. If this is a video that you liked, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to see more stuff like this, if you want to continue to watch me, you know, go and grow on this channel, I encourage you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. This is Charyl from Planner with a Praise, saying peace and blessings.